Everyone is looking for the fountain of youth, and I haven't seemed to have found it yet. But what I have found is Dr. Jeffrey Adelglass of Skintastic, and I sat down with him to learn all of the non-surgical procedures we can do to turn back the hands of time. Dr. A, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you, Leanne. It's great to be here.
I have been hanging with my girlfriends, and we've been discussing winter always makes you feel a little older, a little more cold and closed up, and we're trying to get ready for summer, but we're a little nervous about maybe looking fresh for summer. We don't want to go through surgery. Are there things that you could recommend to help us freshen up for summer to make us feel more youthful and spring-like?
Absolutely, Leanne. And there are a lot of things that people do. Although surgery is not that bad, and for many people it is the answer, we have a lot of things that we do that are non-surgical that put surgery off to the future. And we can start with really the basics. If one's looking for a younger, more beautiful, enhanced face, there are things called injectables. And injectables come in two types. You have the relaxers and the freezers. The freezers are things like Botox or Dysport, and what they do is they relax the muscle.
Okay.
And so the place where they work the best is in lines across the forehead, lines for the glabella, the frown lines, and crow's feet. And what these do is they relax the facial muscle. It's very important because I see every day people saying they do Botox or they do Dysport, but I've spent over 30 years studying the muscles of the face and how they work and interact. And when I do one of these products, I know where to inject, how much to inject to get the maximum result. This cannot be learned in a weekend course in Las Vegas.
No, you wouldn't want that person with a needle in your face.
Not in your face.
Yeah.
And the results are obvious. Just recently, the FDA issued a warning letter, I don't know if you saw it, that there were 350 doctors in the United States, 8 of them here in Dallas, 17 in Texas, who are buying unsafe, unproven Botox and injecting it in patients.
Wow.
So buyer beware.
Yeah, big time. Big time.
But we at Skintastic use only legitimate products, and I, with 30 plus years, I don't want to say how many, it makes me too old, years of experience, know how to do this. And for people who need a little bit more or have different needs, we use something called fillers. These are enhancers. And we're actually moving from fillers to what we call volumizer. And the difference between a filler and a volumizer is how you use the product. When we started this off many years ago, we would follow lines. It was very simple. You have a line.
Got a wrinkle, you fill it.
You fill it. You got it.
Yeah.
You could be a doctor, Leanne. But now we're learning that really the importance is in facial sculpting, to actually sculpt the face to make a difference. It really is not best to fill the line, it's to make the face more beautiful, younger, rejuvenated. And that's how we work. We really work in a partnership, by using the patient wants and desires with my expertise and skill to give the patient a beautiful, natural look.
And I think that's where most people go when they think, I don't want to have surgery because I don't want the extreme. I just want to feel refreshed. I just want to look like I did 10 years ago, 5 years ago.
Well, that's so true. And that's what we rely on to help a patient achieve this. That's after having done thousands of patients, seen the results on thousands of patients. I know what patients need and want. And we start off with a small amount. And what I always tell people, they come in their first visit, which we offer complimentary consultations, by the way.
Excellent.
And we allow them to get a global filling of the face and working on less movement, taking away some wrinkles. And then they can come back in a few weeks and do the artistry. It's like painting a painting. You first do all the background, put all the things in place, and then you come back a little bit later and you fill in the fine
touch-ups,
the
yeah.
touch-up.
Okay.
And that's what I do. That's where we excel, in making people natural, beautiful, and so people will come up to them and say, "Oh,
you look great.
You look great."
They don't say, "What do you have done?" They say, "You look great."
And no one knows except the patient, but everyone notices, and that's the key. Everyone to notice, but no one to know. And that's what we strive for.
I love it, Dr. A. That's exactly what my girlfriends are looking for. And now I know who we need to come make a free consultation with.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you have more questions about Skintastic or looking younger, you can always contact them at skintastic.com.